Batting fourth, DH number 23, Jerome Simpson. Batting fifth, catching number 27, Derek Kern. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 5, Trent Underreiner. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 7, Quade Fears. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 28, Drew Corondo. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 6, Ross Adler. Leading off for the Dragons, playing left field, number 42, Derek Morgenthaler. Batting second, playing second base, number 3, Grant Staffen. Batting third, playing third base, number 1, Waylon Kemper. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 29, Drew Dooms. Batting fifth, playing center field, number 9, Dalton Giesler. Batting sixth, playing right field, number 13, Brady Boyer. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 19, Chad Dunsey. Batting eighth, catching, number 17, Brian Selby. And pitching for the Dragons at batting ninth, number 4, Brandon Henson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we got the championship game of the Old Settlement Tournament here at St. Genevieve with your Dragons playing against the Perryville Pirates in the championship game. Just got done watching the third place game where the North County Raiders came out on top against the Valley Catholic Warriors, score of 5-4 to take third place in the gold bracket, as we're calling it, championship bracket. Today the Dragons, again, will be the home team, won the flip of the coin, and Brandon Henson on the bump today. He will pitch his first action of the regular season. And I'll take you through the lineup. And some of you may have heard the voice of the baseball Dragons, Clayton Gegg, and I'll take you around the field also and give you those positions as we get started. So up first for the Perryville Pirates will be their center fielder, Mueller. Brandon gets ready, pitching from the windup. And here we go. First one, base hit. Base hit between the first and second baseman. That's a good way for Perryville to get the game started. Single on the first pitch. Again, they're being aggressive.
Shortstop number 12, Trent Steffens.
So again, Perryville gets the leadoff hitter on as Steffens comes to bat. Steffens will be the shortstop for the Perryville Pirates today. Mueller again on first base. So now Brandon is from the stretch. And he takes off, and it's a strike, and the throw down. Oh, comes off the bag, slides past the bag. That's one of the things on this turf field, especially if you don't play on it every day, you have to be ready for is when you slide, there's not a whole lot of friction there to stop you. And the dirt that normally stops you isn't there. It's all turf, so he slides back. Staffen does a great job to hold the tag on and gets him out at second. So great job there by Brian Selby also. Steffens being aggressive, fouls that one off. Brandon has him where he wants him in an 0-2 count. So, again, that's one of those things when you're used to playing on turf, you slide a little bit early so that you don't slide past the bag, which is exactly what Aaron Mueller did. And he waits on that change-up. Fielded there by Chad Dunsey. Over to Drew Toombs for the out. 6-3 on Steffens. Now we have 2 outs. Brandon Henson doing what you want him to do in the championship game, You're down to using some of the pitchers that will pitch for you this season, but may not as many innings when you're in a tournament where you're playing 4 games in 2 days. And he's throwing strikes, and that's the key. Up next for the Perryville Pirates is Garrett Dix. A lot of these Dragons know Garrett very well. He starts him with a changeup, fouls behind first and in front of the right fielder over by the batting cage that we've got installed here down the right field line. Again, starting him with a strike. Garrett's a kid that played a lot of summer Legion ball up here at St. Genevieve, so a lot of these guys know him and know him very well. We're all on the same team together. Second ball, fastball, high. Most of these guys played on the teams with Garrett. There's a good hit down the right field line. Looks like that also is going to get foul, and it does. And Brady Boyer will chase it down and throw it back into Grant Staffen, who's playing second base. Take you around the horn real quick. Again, Henson on the mound with Brian Selby catching again. Around the diamond, you got Drew Toombs Jr. at first base. Grant Staffen again in his normal position at second. Have Chad Dunsey now at short since Brandon's on the hill. And we have Waylon Kemper in his normal position at third base. A little bit inside there, so 2-2 count now. Two outs, 2-2 count here in the top of the first inning. Here's a base hit up the middle. That'll be thrown back in by our center fielder today, Dalton Giesler, who's been there every game so far. Out in right field is Brady Boyer, and out in left will be Derek Morgenthaler. Again, the same outfielders you typically have unless one of them is on the mound. So Dix gets the second base hit for Perryville of this inning, although one was erased on caught stealing when he overslid the base at second. In the box now is Simpson, who's a DH for Perryville. He is DHing for the pitcher today, which will be Smock. Ball outside. Another ball outside. You know, both these teams have already played one game today. Perryville in the very opening game of the championship side of things, and they beat the Valley Catholic Warriors earlier today, and the Dragons ended up beating the North County Raiders. As Simpson pulls that down the left field line, looks like their third base coach, head coach, will head out and get the baseball, as Simpson has a 2-1 count. There's a good hit. It's going to end up in the gap, I believe. Oh, Dalton Giesler runs it down again. It's why you've got him out in the outfield. He's got good speed. He's very, very sure of the glove. Makes a really good play out there on Simpson to end the inning. So 4 batters come to the plate. A couple of singles, one erased on a caught stealing. And the Perryville Pirates do not score there in the top of the first. So we'll take you through hopefully some of the Perryville infield here in a little bit as the Dragons get ready to hit. And again, as you can tell, it is Russ Toombs bringing the game with you. I could not find anyone else that wanted to come do this instead of me. They all have better stuff to do, I guess. And I guess I don't have anything better to do than to come and watch my kid play. So I'll do the best I can. At least hopefully you'll get a good view, and you can turn the volume down if you want. So. All right, for Perryville, kind of take you around the horn. On the mound today, like I said, is Smock, who is not hitting. He's only pitching. Behind the plate is Kern. At first, Unterreiner. Second base will be Carando. At short, Steffens. And at third base, Fears. Out in the outfield in right field, Hadler. In center field is Mueller. And out in right field is Dix. Garrett Dix, I talked about earlier. Quite a few of these guys know. Up for the Dragons. About the same lineup we've typically had. Typical lineup, we got Derek Morgenthaler, sophomore, leading us off, playing on left field. Behind him will be our St. John's own Eddie Goodell, Grant Staffen. After Grant Staffen will be our third baseman, Waylon Kemper. Here the hitters have had a really good approach in these first few games of the season this year. Being aggressive, but also taking a look. You know, Coach McDaniel's mentioned it a couple times, the number of balls that go across home plate is 7, and you really want those guys looking at those 3, 4, 5 pitches and being aggressive with those pitches in the middle of the plate. But when they're there, they want them to be aggressive, you know, which we've talked about a lot of options that coaches have now with the pitch count. Are you passive enough that you want the pitcher to have a lot of pitches and get his pitch count up, or do you want to be aggressive anytime they're in the zone? And so far the Dragons have been extremely aggressive. Derek will get us started off here in the bottom of the first inning, again, of the championship game in the championship bracket of the Old Settlement Tournament here in St. Genevieve. First pitch down low in the dirt or turf for a ball. I'll try my best here, maybe between half innings, to give you a little bit of stats for the St. Genevieve with the 3 games that we have had so far this year. And that next fastball right across the plate for a 1-1 count. A little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Derek being very patient, very selective. Another one low. Got a hitter's count here, 3-1. He can really decide, pick out one particular pitch in one particular area. If that pitch is there, he can look to drive it. If it's not, he still has another strike he can see. And it must have been where he wanted it. He swings and fouls that one off to give us a full count. Again, on deck, Grant Staffen playing second base for us today. And Derek does put bat on the ball to Steffens at short, throws over to first base, and he is retired 6-3. Grant comes back as Waylon Kemper, third baseman for the Dragons, comes out on deck. And ball low and outside. I was talking to Grant before the game, telling him that, you know, he's a little bit smaller in stature, but he maybe should squat down even more and take a walk every time up. Puts the bat on the ball. It's going to be a tough play at shortstop. Charges in, runs hard, but good job there by Steffens. He's played a lot of baseball, you can tell. Charged that ball, fielded it, made a really good throw over to first base. And he also is retired 6-3.
Third baseman, number 1, Waylon Kemper.
Waylon steps up to bat. On deck will be Drew Toombs, playing first base today. Waylon maybe get something 2-out rally here started. Low, ball 1, again into the turf. This hurler, according to the program, hurler for Perryville is a sophomore. Good-looking pitcher. Waylon found one he likes, fouled it off. A little bit in on his hands. 2-1 count here, 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Again, hopefully get an opportunity here for the Dragons to get a rally started here and start putting some numbers on the board early. A little in front of that one. Looked like a little bit off speed. Count goes to 2-2. That one's in the dirt. He also works it to a full count. You know, this pitcher doing something I haven't seen many of the other pitchers do yet this year. He's got himself a rosin bag in behind the mound. That's ball high. Waylon draws a 2-out walk to get us at least a runner on base and brings up our number 4 hitter, Drew Toombs. Drew had a really good game in the semifinals of this side of the bracket against North County. He went 4 for 4, so you like to see him continue that here and keep this inning going as Dalton Giesler steps out on deck. And he grounds that ball. Looks probably going to be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice 6-4. So again, the Dragons also send 4 guys to the plate. Waylon draws a walk, but he also then stays there. Actually, he's fielder's choice at second base for the out. So with 1 inning in the books, no score. I'll take a little break and get you back for the top of the second inning. All right, so due up for the Perryville Pirates, top of the second inning. will be Kern, who is catching today for the Pirates, as Brian Selby makes his way behind home plate here to get this inning underway. Again on the mound for St. Genevieve Dragons, senior Brandon Henson. Brandon throws a really nice looking changeup, little curveball there. Had Kern way out in front of that one. That's the way to start out with a strike. That one's going to be popped up. Looks like Brandon's going to take it himself. And he does. A little pop up to the pitcher. One down here in the top of the second inning.
First baseman number 5, Trent Underreiner.
That brings in first baseman for Perryville, Trent Underreiner. Ball inside and low. Again, off-speed pitch there. Keeps his weight back, lets that one go because it's outside and in the dirt. 2-0 count now for Underreiner. There's a fastball driven out to right center field. Dalton's really going to have to get on the source. Looks like Brady's over there and make the catch. You know, from this position, it's kind of hard to see over there. We got a big light pole in the way, and I thought Dalton was going to get there, but Brady, of course, galloped on over there and made a pretty easy play on it. 2 down now, and again, that's the key for Brandon. Throw strikes, let your defense play. They've had a pretty good start to the year defensively. That brings in Fears. Fears is playing third base. That's a pop-up out there, it looks like, to Dalton. Dalton has to come in on it. Looked like he couldn't find it at first, finally did. Called off Grant Staffen, who was hustling out there also. And a 3-up, 3-down inning, exactly what you want to see for the Dragons. 3 up, 3 down. And we will go to the bottom of the second inning. Again, Perryville has not scored. St. Genevieve up to bat. We will start with the number 5, 6, and 7. Dalton Giesler, Brady Boyer, and Chad Dunsey.
For the Dragons, center fielder number 9, Dalton Giesler.
All right, you may have heard leading off for the Dragons, and I said earlier, will be Dalton Giesler this inning, the number 5 hitter. As Perryville makes their way back to their positions. And I will again get you some semi-stats somewhat updated to today here, through the 3 games. As Dalton swings at the first pitch, puts it in the hole. Good play by the shortstop, but it does not throw. He knew he didn't have a prayer to throw out Dalton. Dalton's got pretty good wheels, as you've seen maybe in the outfield. When he hit it deep in the hole against Steffens, made a great play to get a glove on it and field it. Just did not have enough to set his feet and make the throw to get him out. So great job there to get the leadoff hitter on with Dalton Giesler. Brings up Brady Boyer. Brady swings and gets hit right to the third baseman. Was going to go. Good play there by Dalton Giesler. You know, the third baseman came in, caught the ball, realized he couldn't go to second, wasn't going to get the out, but he had to charge so far in when he made the throw to first, then nobody was covering third, and Dalton noticed that, and he never even broke stride. Continued the whole way there, made it into third easily. Great base running there by Dalton Giesler. Chad Dunsey now up. Chad's playing shortstop for us today. Takes the first pitch in the dirt as a ball. As we have Dalton Giesler on third with 1 out. And it looks like Dalton was picked off a third. Maybe just got a little too far. Catcher noticed that. Whenever he caught the ball, he came up quick, threw there down to third, and they did get Dalton before he could get back. So now we got 2 outs, nobody on for Chad, who now has worked the count to a 3-0 count. So again, he gets an opportunity to pick out a pitch he really, really wants here, and if not, he can just take it. And he found one he liked. Hit it right through the shortstop. Great base hit there. That's when it stings a little bit that, you got that guy that got picked off. But again, that's baseball, and you'll learn from it. It's early season, so that's what you want. So, but good piece of hitting there by Chad. So we got 1 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up catcher Brian Selby. Ball outside. Next pitch to Brian. Again, low, ball 2. Guys are doing a good job being really, really patient. And, Chad was 0-3, but again, when you're 0-3 and you want to stay aggressive, you just look in that one area, that one zone, and that's where he put it, and Chad had a really nice single. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brian Selby with 2 outs and 1 runner on with Chad Dunsey at first base. Fouled up behind here, out of play. Listen and see if it hits a car. You always see everybody wondering, is it going to hit one? Is it going to hit one? Picks one up. Oh, good play by the pitcher. Pitcher jumps up, snags it, underhand tosses it to first base to get the out. So the Dragons also don't score any runs. Again, they bring 4 hitters to the plate. Leave a man stranded at first base after the pickoff at third. And we go to the top of the third. Again, no score. All right, again, top of the third. Top of third here, we'll bring up their second baseman, Drew Carando, the 9-hitter, which is right fielder Hadler, and then, again, top of the lineup with Mueller. There's a dribbler. Waylon Kemper comes in and fields it. True hop off the turf, right to Drew Toombs for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you want to see. Nice job, Brandon Henson. Again, pumping in the strikes. Good field by Waylon Kemper. Over to Drew for the first out of the inning, 5-3. Brings in the 9-hitter, Hadler. Hadler is a junior for Perryville. Great off-speed pitch there. Nice curveball by Brandon Henson to get it started with a strike. And another off speed. Way out in front. 2 strikes. 0-2 count now. So again, Brandon here doesn't want to necessarily pick too much, but you definitely don't want to throw him anything perfect right down the middle. Maybe get him a little chase on something a little bit out of the zone. As he comes with a low and outside fastball. Perfect pitch for that. Again, another curveball breaks outside. Count now even at 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Perryville Pirates at bat against your St. Genevieve Dragons. There's a foul ball. After this half inning, I'll give you some very unofficial stats of the first 3 games prior to this game for the Dragons. I'll run you through the offensive stats for each one of our guys that are playing today. Another off speed, and Hadler does a really good job. Notices it off speed, waits back on it, drives it right back up the middle. Dalton Giesler gets the ball back in. Takes us to the top of the order. Aaron Mueller, first pitch swinging in the first inning. Got a single, was erased at second base on an over slide steal attempt. Really hadn't made it, but slid past the bag. Grant Staffen did a great job keeping the tag on him and was punched out. Again, first pitch swinging right off the instep. Boy, that's smarts. That one hurts a little bit. I know Aaron Mueller's a really tough kid. I've watched him play basketball. Pretty good athlete. Really good athlete, actually. And I'm sure that one hurt a little bit, but he's not going to let it. He's not going to act like it very much. He's going to be in the box, ready to go. Ball outside. 1-1 to count. 1 out, 1 man on here in the top of the 3rd inning. Nice curveball, but outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, ball outside. So it's a 3-1 count. Again, here's where you really want to be able to come after him, not give him anything too great to drive, but you don't want to put him on base free either. And that's where it is. You're going to hope that, yeah, if they haven't got foul. You know, from where we're standing, you could easily see that that definitely was a foul ball. Just a long strike. It brings us to a full count. I don't think anybody could question that one. You could pretty easily see it from where we're at. It was a good 2 feet foul. Wasn't even a foot. It was 2 feet. It was quite a bit foul. That one's up pretty high, sky high. You got to hope somebody can see it and calls it. Looks like Chad Dunsey has called him off. Makes the play, pop up to the shortstop. Great pitch, great job there by Brandon Henson coming back from a 3-1 count to get Aaron Mueller to pop out to the shortstop. 2 down now. Again, 1 on first base. Brings in Steffens, the shortstop for Perryville Pirates. Steffens is a senior. Okay, Brandon starts him with a curveball, breaking ball, just a little bit low. Ball 1. Ooh, back up behind us, up out of play. Evens the count, 1-1. Looks like Perryville, I'm looking at their lineup, have 3 seniors on this team. Their shortstop here, Trent Steffen, is one of them. Aaron Mueller, who just popped up to Chad Dunsey at short after fouling one off his instep, is another one of the 3 seniors. And the other is Garrett Dix, the guy I talked about, has played quite a bit of Legion ball with some of these St. Genevieve Dragons, and those are 3 seniors for this team. Waited on that one. Looks like it's going to get over Derek's head. That's going to allow 1 run to for sure score. You just got to hope you can keep him at second base. Good piece of hitting there by Steffens to get a double. Scores Hadler. And the Perryville's going to jump on top. 1-0.
Left fielder number 3, Garrett Dix.
And there he is, the aforementioned Garrett Dix, playing out in left field today. Again, we got 2 down, man on second. Ball high and inside. And Brandon hits him right in the hip. Trying to probably jam him inside. Puts 2 on for the Perryville Pirates.
Designated hitter, number 23, Jerome Simpson.
And on first and second, but we do have 2 down here in the top of the 3rd. Brings in the DH for Perryville, Simpson. Simpson is a junior. Breaking ball for a strike. Breaking ball seems to be working pretty good for Brandon. Can't live and breathe and die by it every pitch, but definitely a pitch to keep the hitters off a little bit. Ball outside. Evens the count, 1-1. Looks like they did call a balk, so I think Coach McDaniel is going to go out to find out what the balk was called. That's rulebook Ricky out there. Believe me, he never gets a call wrong. I should know, the only man to ever tee me up when I was a head basketball coach. So just ask him, he'll tell you. So that does move the runners to second and third. But again, we do have 2 outs, so Brandon's going to shake that off and come after the hitter. DH Simpson. Again, another breaking ball. A little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball high, brings the count to 3-1. Swing and a miss. There's a drive into the gap. Looks like Derek's not going to get there. The ball's going to fall. Perryville's going to score 2 on that as he brings the ball in. A single there by Simpson. So Pirates go ahead 3-0.
Catcher number 27, Derek Kern.
Will bring in their catcher. Kern is also a junior. Need to get out of this inning. Here's a drive out again to left field. Looks like Derek's got that one under control. Basket catches it. I guess the wind held it up a little bit. But a fly out to the left fielder, for the third out of the inning by Kern. So they send 7 guys to bat, score 3 runs, leave a man stranded at first base. Perryville does score first. 3 runs in the top of the third inning. Again, I told you I'd take you through some very unofficial stats, offensive stats for the Dragons today. Since the 3 games they've played, again, this is up to today's game, so what they've done today is not in this. But according to the stats that we've got from the broadcast, Derek Morgenthaler's 2 for 4 so far this year with a single, a triple, and 6 walks. Very selective up there. Got what you want from your number 1 hitter. Grant Staffen is 1 for 8, but he's got 2 walks and a single. Waylon Kemper is 2 for 6 with a single, a double, and 2 walks. Drew Toombs 6 for 11 with 5 singles and a double. Dalton Giesler 2 for 8 with a single, a double, and a walk. Brady Boyer is 3 for 8 with 2 singles, a double, and a walk. Chad Dunsey is 2 for 6 in the 2 games that he's played up to today, to the one today right now, and he's had 2 singles. Brian Selby's 3 for 8 with 3 singles, and Brandon Henson 2 for 7 with 2 doubles. So, pretty good job by the Dragons so far up to today's game. This game that we're at right now, in putting the ball in play. In the bottom of the third inning here, we will send to the plate, bottom of the lineup, Brandon Henson, today's pitcher, and then we'll reach to the top with Derek Morgenthaler and Grant Staffen.
Leading off for the Dragons, pitcher number 4, Brandon Henson.
I am not going to use the proverbial phrase that announcers like to use when the pitcher comes to bat. I'm going to stay away from that and just hope that Brandon can put good, I can't even say wood, good aluminum on the ball, hit it hard somewhere. All right, it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Brandon Henson. Look over at the St. Genevieve side bullpen, and I see sophomore Peyton Powell beginning to warm up a little bit. Another ball outside. Good job by Brandon to be very patient. And now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter leading off this inning pitcher today, Brandon Henson. He fouls off a good pitch, waiting to find the one that he really wants. On deck again, top of the lineup, Derek Morgenthaler. And good pitch there. And Brandon swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Left fielder, number 42, Derek Morgan-Taylor.
Now we'll get to the second time through the lineup. Last time up, Derek on a 3-2 count. Grounded out to the shortstop. Hit it somewhere else, Derek. He throws his hands out at that one. Fouls that one off. Grounds that one. Looks like it's going to come down the first base line. Foul out of play. Got an 0-2 count now on Derek, so he's going to need to make sure he fights. Maybe fights it off here, finds a pitch he really wants, and hits it somewhere hard. Again, another good pitch that he fouls off behind the visitor dugout. Same thing, up behind the visitor dugout. Derek doing a good job here to battle. Count still 0-2, but again, making this pitcher throw some extra pitches. Picking out one that he likes, hopefully one he can drive somewhere. That's outside. Good eye there by Derek. You know, a lot of the crowd end up going, ooh, but you watch that, you see the catcher pull the ball in about 4 inches, so it really wasn't that close. There he drives the ball hard to the second baseman. Gets the true hop, though, over to first base. Pretty easy play. Grounds out, 4-3. 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Grant Staffen, who also grounded out in the first inning to the shortstop. See if Grant can get something started here with 2 outs. Ball in the dirt. Looks to drive that one. It's a mile high. Looks like out to left field as he comes in, calls it, and puts it away. And 3 up, 3 down in the third inning for the Dragons. So again, after 3, Perryville Pirates lead it 3-0. And it will go to the 4th inning. Looks like Brandon Henson will go back to the mound again as the defense hustles out, ready to play the top of the 4th inning. So again, we'll step away. For the Pirates coming up will be the 6, 7, 8 hitters, Unterreiner, Fears, and Carando.
Leading off for the Pirates, first baseman number 5, Trent Unterreiner.
All right, as you heard the voice of the Dragons, Clayton Gegg. We have first baseman for the Pirates, Unterreiner, up here in the top of the 4th inning. Again, Brandon Henson still on the mound. And I'm tired of the wind blowing. And Brandon again has that breaking ball really working to get ahead with a strike. Ball high and inside. 1-1 to count. Way out in front of it, grounded right back to Brandon. Over to Drew at first. Good play, good way to throw the ball. Brandon Henson, easy out, 1-3. Good way to start an inning. After you've given up a couple runs the inning before, you want to get in and get those outs as quick as you can get them. Brings up Fears, who last at bat flew out to Dalton Giesler. Starts him with a strike. Breaking ball, right to Chad Dunsey, kicks it around. I'm sure he's a little frustrated. He knows that was one he should have had, but that's all right. He'll make up for it.
Second baseman number 28, Drew.
It's going to go down as an E6. That puts a runner on for Perryville. One down here in the top of the fourth inning, bringing in Drew Carando, who's playing second base for the Perryville Pirates today. Good strong hit. Looks like they have a chance to maybe turn to Grant Staffen to Chad Dunsey on to Drew Toombs, but safe at first. Carando hustles down, of course, as he always does. Did get the lead runner Fears at second base, with Carando now on first. We happen to know Drew Carando a little bit. He played summer baseball with my son Drew this summer, and kid that just works really hard and hustles all the time. Very, very likable kid. Ball outside to Hadler. I'm sure they're having some Drew on Drew conversation there at first base right now. Drew Carando was behind the plate quite a bit this summer when my Drew would pitch for their summer team they played on. Grounded to Drew. He's going to take it himself and turn and look. And that's the third out of the inning. 3 unassisted. So, Pirates fail to score in the top of the fourth. Want to see the Dragons get some runners on board here. Maybe drive a run or two in. Try to shorten this lead that Perryville has. 3-0. Going to bottom of the fourth. Due up for the Dragons will be 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Waylon Kemper, Drew Toombs, Dalton Giesler.
Leading off for the Dragons, third baseman, number 1, Waylon Kemper.
All right, Waylon Kemper going to lead us off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. In the first inning, Waylon did walk, get a 2-out, try to get a 2-out rally started. That one called a strike. That one low and inside. Evens count 1-1. Smock still pitching for the Perryville Pirates. Strike 2. again, swing and a miss there. One down now in the bottom of the fourth inning, brings in first baseman Drew Toombs. Drew grounded into fielder's choice 6-4 last time in the first inning. Comes up here in the fourth with one down, nobody on. Pirates leading 3-0. Ball inside. He drives that one again, hit to the shortstop, gets the good, nice charity hop, and grounds out. 6-3. Steffens has played a lot of baseball. Probably not the guy you want to hit it to.
Center fielder, number 9, Dalton Giesler.
2 outs now, bringing up senior center fielder Dalton Giesler. Singled in his last at bat. There he tries out Steffens again at short. And again the out, 6-3. 3 up, 3 down for the Dragons. As we're going to head to the top of the 5th inning. Pirates leading 3-0. All right, here we're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. Brandon Henson still on the mound. Gets to the top of the order for the Perryville Pirates. Mueller, Steffens, and Dix. They're 3 seniors. Good pitch to get started there by Brandon Henson. Nice low strike. Yeah, and out in front of that one, outside and low. Mueller liked it though, swing and miss. I see Perryville over there has their bullpen active now. As ours also, we have Peyton Powell again, warming up. Well, keeps his weight back, pop up. Looks like Chad Dunsy's going to call for it. Shortstop, Chad Dunsy fields it. 1 out again here in the 5th. Same thing Mueller did last time, piped up to the shortstop. Brings in Steffens. Last at bat, Steffens doubled. This time he hits a single right up the middle.
Number 3, Garrett Dix.
Looks like they're going to have a pinch runner. Brings in Garrett Dix with 1 down, man on first here in the top of the 5th. Ball high on the first pitch to Garrett Dix. And there's going to be a ground out. Chad maybe get the double play. Staffen over to Drew Toombs for a good stretch and the double play. It's a great turn there by Chad on a little low throw to Grant. Grant does a great job to dig it out and make the turn with the runner bearing down on him. Nice double play there by the Dragons. Something to maybe get them started. Maybe we can get those bats rattled here a little bit and put some numbers on the board. Great way to end that inning. The old proverbial 6-4-3 double play. Which now, in the bottom of the 5th inning, we'll bring up Brady Boyer, Chad Dunsey, and Brian Selby.
Leading off for the Dragons, right fielder number 13, Brady Boyer.
As you hear again, Brady Boyer coming to bat from the one and only Clayton Gegg. Ball low to Brady. Told Clayton I really liked this hat he had on. Asked him where the nearest bucket store was, where he got that. Lord knows he didn't get it in a normal store. I don't think they have hats that big. Ooh, low, calls a strike. 1-1, even a count. Ball in the dirt. Catcher does a good job. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brady. Brady last at bat. Grounded out to the third baseman. Ahead here in the count. 2-1. Picks one out, slowly hit the third base. Let's see if he can make the play. Probably cannot, and he doesn't not. And I'm going to go ahead and give Brady a hit on that because I don't think there was any way that third baseman was going to throw him out. Brady's got the wheels. Even without fumbling it, I'm giving Brady a hit on that one. Good way to get the inning started with the leadoff hitter on. Brings in sophomore shortstop, Chad Dunsey. Last at bat, Chad did single after Dalton had been picked off third. Weight back low. Ball 1. Again in the dirt. Chad, good eye there. Good eye. 2-0 count. Again, way ahead, can be really selective as Coach McDaniel down in the third base coach box gives him the signs. Brady picking up the signs also. Be a good time for a possible hit and run, something of that nature, try to get something rolling. He picks one out, going to go right back to the pitcher. He goes to second base to get the lead runner. Does not allow that double play. Brady breaks it up nicely, but it is a fielder choice. 1-6. But Chad now on first base. Brings in catcher Brian Selby, who grounded out to the pitcher in the second inning, his first at bat. Strike 1. Good job, but again, hit to the shortstop. They're going to look to roll 2 here. They get 1, and they get 2. Again, it's the 6-4-3. Not sure that is the most. I'm trying to think of the right word here. If that's the double play that occurs the most, but it is one that occurs a lot. Shortstop to second baseman to first baseman. And that's what got us out of the inning before we could get to Brandon Henson. But he does go back out to the mound as we have finished 5 here at Dragon Stadium. And the Pirates lead 3-0. All right, here we're going to go to the top of the 6th inning, and my wife did let me know that I did misspeak. I did call this Dragon Field. This, of course, is Yanks Field. It's Dragon Stadium up at the school, but this is Yanks Field. I apologize, and I got it right now. For those 7.5 of you that are watching, or however many are out there, hopefully a few of you. I know I have a daughter at home. Josie is supposed to be watching. Didn't want to brave the cold out here, so she is home on spring break. Simpson does ground it. Chad stays down on it this time. Over to Drew Toombs for the first out. Again, what you want to do, we do a really good job getting the first out. Again, we want to bear down here, get these outs, get back to near the top of the lineup. It's going to bring in Kern last at bat. Kern flew out to Derek in left field. Lit up a little bit. That's going to be behind. Looks like Brady's coming in for it, hopefully. Field shields the sun. Makes a good play. Fly out to Brady Boyer out there in right field. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Pretty good job there by Brandon. Again, throwing strikes. Very efficient. Brings in first baseman Trent Unterreiner. In the dirt. Good pitch there by Brandon. Evens count 1-1. As we hear our one and only friend, Dr. Smith, down here in the stands, cheering on the kids. Love to see him here. I know the kids love seeing him here. Brandon does a good job there with another strike. Keeps Unterreiner a little off. Not sure what he's going to throw. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wouldn't be surprised to see the curveball here. And it was, and he fought it off out to Brady. Brady's battling the wind a little bit. Makes the play. 3 up, 3 down. Very efficient inning there by Brandon. Total of about 5 pitches for the 3 outs. That's the kind of inning you want to have when you're going out there trying to put zeros on the board so that your team can get back to bat and try to get a couple of runs. So as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, we will have Brandon Henson, and then the top of the lineup, Derek Morgenthaler, Grant Staffen. All right. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Leading off for the Dragons, pitcher number 4, Brandon Henson.
There's that voice that's as smooth as butter. I'm sure you can hear it there from home. Clayton Gegg. All right, I'm going to say it. Maybe Brandon can help himself here. Again, one of those things I hate to hear people say. But maybe it'll get him going. Swing and a miss there. Last at bat, Brandon did strike out. In the dirt. Evens the count, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Pirates leading 3-0. Dragons trying to get something started. One down now as Brandon swings and misses.
Left fielder number 42, Derek Morgan-Taylor.
Brings in our leadoff hitter, Derek Morgan-Taylor. Derek today has grounded out to the shortstop and grounded out to the second baseman. So let's hit them where they ain't. Ball inside. Ball low and outside. 2 balls, hitter's count here for Derek. Can be a little bit selective here. And here's a strike. As Grant Staffen comes out on deck. Ball low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. To sophomore left fielder Derek Morgan-Taylor. Derek threw a really good game today against North County when the Dragons won in 5 innings, 10-0. Found one he likes there. That's what Derek does. Drive the ball right up the middle. Here we get a single. 1-out single by Derek Morgan-Taylor. Let's see if Grant can find a way to also get on base. And let's get a little bit of rally here going. You guys at home, take your hats off, turn them inside out, put them on. Let's get something going here. There's a good, nice base hit by Grant. Those hats are working, folks. 2 on now with 1 out.
Third baseman number 1, Waylon Kemper.
See if Waylon can keep it going. 2 singles back-to-back here for Derek Morgan-Taylor and Grant Staffen, 2 of our sophomore starters. Brings up Waylon. Low and outside. Ball 1. You want to find the pitch you want to hit. You want to make the pitcher come to you with 2 on as we try to rally here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another one low and outside. Ball 2. As Perryville coach calls time. Going to go out and talk to his sophomore hurler. You know, here we are in the bottom of the 6th. He's thrown quite a few pitches. Going to go out, maybe settle him down a little bit, see how he feels. Maybe decide, make a decision whether or not you're going to let him stay in the game. I know Coach Steffen's pretty well. And I'm sure he's just wanting to find out how he feels, talk to his infield and say, hey, let's pick him up. Let's make sure that he knows we're behind him so he can throw strikes. We'll field the ball, make the outs. That's typically what you want to do if you're going to try to leave that hurler in there. Give him a little bit of confidence. Again, senior third baseman Waylon Kemper being real patient at the plate. Again, we have 2 on, man on first and second. Grant Staffen singled on first. Derek Morgan-Taylor had singled before him, standing on second now. And 2-0 the count with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And here's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Waylon Kemper. Picks one up, drives it up the middle. Good play. Going to get the force out, but definitely not going to get the double play. Good job by the shortstop there to knock that ball down enough that he can shovel it over to the second baseman and get the runner at second base to get the force out. So there's a fielder choice, 6-4. That does move Derek Morgenthaler to third. Waylon now at first, bringing in Drew with 2 outs. As he fouls the ball off to the right side, out of play. And I hear a bunch of people go, ooh, so that may have found paint. Low and outside, but a swing, so it gives him 2 strikes. Opened up on that one, as Coach McDaniel told him. Pulled his head out quite a bit. Now he's got 2 strikes. He's going to have to choke up a little bit and battle here with 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball outside. Drives the ball down to third base. Big hop all the way across the diamond. It is in the dirt, but dug out real good by the first baseman for the old 5-3 put out. Ends the Dragons rally they had. And we will go to the 7th. Perryville Pirates leading 3-0. For the Pirates, it will be the bottom of their order with the 7, 8, and 9 men. Fears, Carando, and Hadler will be due up for the Perryville Pirates. We get to the bottom of the 7th. Hopefully the score will still be 3-0. And we will have the 5, 6, 7 men up for the St. Genevieve Dragons. Brandon Henson back to the mound, carrying us all the way into the 7th inning. And we'll see if he can get through this inning and allow the Dragons to come to bat to try to rally to get back in this game.
Leading off for the Pirates, third baseman number 7, Coy Fears. Come on, Brandon. It's all you, buddy.
Fears for the Perryville Pirates due up. Fears has flown out to center field and then reached base on an error, but was put out on a fielder's choice back in the 4th inning. Starts him with a strike. That's what you want to do. Get ahead of the hitter. Curveball way out in front of it. Nice pitch there by Brandon. Got the hitter where he wants him. 0-2 count. Again, here you don't want to be real fine. You want to make sure that you throw a good pitch, but something not right down the middle of the plate. Make the pitcher or the hitter guess, and try to get him out. Another curveball, but dives out, wide and out. Low and outside. Be the easiest way to say that. Another curveball, about a 58-footer in the dirt. Evens count 2-2. There's one driven right between first and second base. Fielded and brought in by Brady Boyer. Now Perryville has new second baseman Roberts. Will be at bat here as they put their leadoff hitter on. As he bunts, fielded by Brandon, gonna go one, get the out there, as he does a good job to advance the runner to second base here in the top of the 7th inning. Nice sacrifice bunt there. Brings in.
Now batting, number 19, Joel Doherty.
A pinch hitter, Doherty. So Perryville has one out, man on second base. Battery stays the same, Brandon Hinton and Brian Selby. First base coach comes and talks to Doherty. As Brandon throws first pitch strike. As we now have been joined here by the one and only Kyle Schweiss. Good pitch there by Brandon, trying to get him to chase. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's a swing and a miss. Gets in the dirt. Gets past Selby. He fields it. Runner does move to third, though, on that. I'm going to call it a wild pitch. So they do now have a runner at third base with 1 out. But we got 2 strikes on this hitter. Time to come right after him. As he does, but it's inside. So it's 2-2 the count. As Brandon now is going to go from the windup. Curveball that he fights off over the third base dugout, the visitor dugout. And we'll get a new baseball. Still a 2-2 count, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. With the Perryville Pirates leading 3-0, they now have a man on third base. That's going to be right to Drew Toombs. He jumps up, snags it. I think he might have mistimed his jump there, but he still caught it. That's what matters. And so we now have 2 outs. Brings in senior Aaron Mueller, senior center fielder. Has popped up the last 2 at-bats to the shortstop. Brandon starts him off with a curveball. A little bit inside and low for ball 1. Another one high and inside, ball 2. As Mueller gets ahead here as a hitter. Going to be real selective. There's a good pitch by Brandon. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Ball high. 3-1 to count. Dragons trying to make sure we keep the score 3-0 and give themselves a chance in the bottom of the 7th. Foul ball up here behind us. So that does bring us to a full count. As Schweiss has fans down here to my left. I can hear him. Mr. Schweiss, Mr. Schweiss. They never do that for me. Nope, dead ball, dead ball. Hit him in the upper back. It looked like it did hit off his helmet, but it was hit upper back first as he kind of leaned away from it. Coach McDaniel's going to go out to the mound. But that ball does become automatically dead when that happens. And it looks like we're going to make a little bit of a pitching change as Peyton Powell has now come out. And it looks as though Brandon Henson will go out probably to shortstop. And Peyton will talk a little bit with Brian Selvey about what pitches he's got and what he's planning on, what he feels good with throwing. And Brian will trot behind the plate, and we'll have a few warm-up pitches. All right, so we're back at you. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Peyton Powell, sophomore now, on the mound, relieving Brandon Henson, who goes out to shortstop as Chad Dunsey comes off. Brian Selvey steps out, gives a sign to the fielders as to what they're going to do if this guy in first decides to steal, and I anticipate he definitely will. As it's down and in the dirt, the runner's coming home. Selvey can't find the ball, so he's safe. On wild pitch. Ball 1 to Steffens. Man on second base now. Good pitch there by Peyton. Evens count 1-1. Peyton did pitch a little bit for us earlier today. Came in after Daniel Vaith kind of rolled his ankle. He's going to be out for a little bit and finished off that first game. Or maybe that was Chad that did that, wasn't it? Chad came in and got that save, but Peyton did pitch earlier. Second game. Again, as the ball goes in the dirt. Brian does a good job to stop that one. But Mueller, smart runner, quick runner, played a lot of baseball. Go ahead and take the extra base before we can make a throw. So now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Man on third, 2 outs. And there's a ball down the right field line, going to get foul. Again, that makes it a full count. That one's going to be grounded. Waylon Kimber's going to come over, but they're going to have to hustle to get him. Good stretch at first base. Good play there. Steffens out 5-3 to end the inning as they send 5 batters to the plate and do score a run. Perryville now has gone on top 4-0. The Dragons will try to rattle the bats a little bit and try to come back and win this ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Up for the Dragons will be their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Dalton Giesler, Brady Boyer, and Chad Dunsey, who now has come out of the ball game. So, you know, so many different re-entry rules in high school baseball. I would assume that's Peyton Powell's position, but they could re-enter Chad there. Depending on what they want to do, I would anticipate that happening. So we will see when they get to that part of the order. All right, back at you here. As Perryville did get one in the top of the 7th inning. They now lead 4-0. Hopefully Dalton Giesler can get us rolling here. Oh, wow. That's been a ball all day. But it starts out with a strike on Dalton. And becomes defensive and swings strike 2. Dalton going to have to battle here. Down 0-2. Goal is to get on base. That's what we need, some base runners. There are no 4-run hits that happen without runners on base. As he battles that one, swings, fouls that one off. Gives himself an ability to pick out a better pitch if he wants. He fights that one off, but it's going to be popped up to the shortstop. And the first out of the inning. Brady Boyer now up. Last at bat, he did single. Was erased on a fielder's choice at second base. And Peyton Powell does step out on deck. And Brady swings and misses at the first pitch. Here's where you want to see some resiliency from this team. Bear down here, find some ways to get on base. There's a base hit. That's a way to get started. Almost into the gap, but I don't think he'll be able to take an extra base on this. Center fielder does a really good job to cut it off. But again, does give us an opportunity to get somebody on base. Nice job, Brady. That will bring in Peyton Powell.
Pitcher number 11.
Who is the pitcher now into the game. As Brian Selby steps out on deck. This is Peyton's, I believe, first at bat this year on the varsity level. As he takes a strike. Fouled off behind us here. Oh, into the count to Peyton. Fouls that one off. Really good job there, just battling until he can find the pitch that he wants to drive. That one's low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brady Boyer on first base. Dragons down 4-0. Trying to get a rally going. Again in the dirt. Good eye there by Peyton. There's another ball. Goes off the catcher. Can't find it. Oh, no. Oh, luckily, the throw was way up the line. As Brady does make it all the way to third. As it went off the catcher's mask, straight up in the air. They couldn't find it. Kicked around a little bit. Brady did continue to run all the way to third. Made it in safely. As Peyton now has worked it to a full count. After 0-2, now he's got it 3-2. Still got to be up there in battle. You don't want to take one looking. You want to look to still try to drive the ball, bring Brady in, and get us started. That one's low and outside. I anticipate they will run for him, as he is the pitcher of record, and you have a courtesy runner. As I hear Coach Gibson yell for Sam Stolzer. And looks like they are going to make a pitching change. Coming into the game will be their third baseman. Fears. Fears got a little giddy up on his fastball. Looks like they've got another guy that's going to come in and play some third for them. Can't see that number. If I get a chance, I'll let you know who that is. So we will have Sam Stolzer running for Peyton Powell at first. Brady Boyer at third, so really good speed on the base paths. As Fears comes in to pitch. One down here in the bottom of the seventh.
Now playing third base for the Pirates, Jerome Simpson.
Jerome
Pitching,
Simpson.
Number 7, Quade Fears.
And Fears again. The smooth sounds of Clayton Gegg. You guys probably could hear it. I didn't even need to tell you. It's like easy listening music.
Batting for the Dragons, catcher number 17,
There
Brian
it is again.
Selby.
So Dragons trying to rally here. One down here in the bottom of the seventh. Man on first and third. Brian Selby at the plate. Hit into the 6-4-3 double play last at bat in the fifth inning. And this Fear starts him with a strike. As he pulls the ball down the third base line, Coach McDaniel tries to make a play through his hands. We're going to call that EC, error on the coach. I'll mark it in the books. Yeah, Jason Viak's backing him up. Never got the chance, but he was ready. 0-2 the count on Brian. As he reaches out to poke it, might fly it. Nope. Second baseman makes a really good play on it. Looked like it might have an opportunity to get over the second baseman's head, but had a little too much air under it. Did not get down, so a little pop up to the second baseman for the second out of the inning. Brings us down to Brandon Henson, shortstop. Brandon struck out last at bat, but I know he wants to atone for that now if he can. Look to drive the ball, hit it hard somewhere. As the Dragons down to their possible final out here. Wow. A bunch of people are ready to go home, including the guy in blue. As that ball is a little bit high, but called strike. That one's a ball. 1-1 count. Brandon Henson. Another one high. All three of those in the same spot, but unfortunately it's a 2-1 count, not a 3-0. Ball high. As they try to throw it down, they throw it past. That does give us an opportunity to score. So Brady will score as the catcher goes to throw it down to third. Overthrows the third baseman. New end of the game since their regular third baseman is pitching now. Probably a better opportunity there just to eat that one than try to end the game on throwing a kid out at third. Instead, it goes out to the outfield and left field, and Brady does score. So the Dragons do get on the board. It is a 3-1 count on Brandon Henson. And Sam Stolzer moved up to second base. As that ball is high. And Brandon now has walked. So we have 2 on as we come to the top of the lineup Sophomore Derek Morgenthaler.
Number 42, Derek Morgenthaler.
Let's go, Derek.
Dragons are doing their best to mount a rally here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Derek goes down the line, foul past the first baseman. But it was foul. Swing and a miss there. So again, Fears has got Derek where he wants him. An 0-2 count. Ball inside.
Derek, bust that ball.
Ball low.
Come on, Derek.
2-2 to count. 2 outs, 2 on. There's another foul ball up the first base line. As the catcher goes out, talks to the pitcher. Formulate a plan here to get the 3rd strike. Again, 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 to count. Derek's number is 4-2. Lots of 2s out there. Brandon's number is 2 squared. That's 4 for you non-math people. Ball outside and high. Worked it to a full count after down 0-2. Derek's a very patient hitter. Very good batting eye. I want to see him battle here and try to drive the ball. Down low. And he draws the walk. So it does load the bases for the one and only Grant Staffen.
Second baseman, number 3, Grant Staffen.
Sam Stolzer now over at 3rd. Brandon Henson standing at 2nd with Derek Morgenthaler at 1st. Grant being very patient after the last 2 guys have walked. Gets a strike. Drives that one down 3rd base line. 3rd baseman going to grab, step on 3rd to end the game. Never fun to end that way, but we've all lived it. If you're in athletics very long, those things are going to happen. As Staffen, I know, is a little upset that he didn't put more wood on the ball than that. But Dragons do a good job to get a run here in the bottom of the 7th. But the Pirates do come out on top in the championship bracket of the Old Settlement Baseball Tournament to win this one 4-1. So, again, thank you very much for watching, those that had the opportunity to do so. And hopefully we'll get some guys to do a better job the next time we are home. And you guys will join us again as we put the link out on Facebook, I know, sometimes the school webpage, and it'll be out there for you. And on Twitter. So it'll be tweeted at you if you have that social media, which I do not. But hopefully you'll be able to join us again. And, you know, as the Dragons now are 3-1 on the very young season through this tournament, taking 2nd place in the gold bracket of the St. John Valley Old Settlement Tournament. So, again, we thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll get the picture tilted the correct way, as most of you probably now have sore necks from watching it sideways. But it was a first-time effort of putting it behind the plate, and still a lot to learn and getting that done and getting it to where you guys can get a better picture. But I would like to get some feedback from some people. I do believe that's probably a better view than up here by us down the first base line when you really don't even get to see the entire field. So we will leave for now. Again, congratulations to the Perryville Pirates in winning the gold championship of this tournament. And again, congratulations to your St. Genevieve Dragons, who did take second place and now are 3-1 on the young season. So goodbye for just a while.